Hey, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the creators of BrandGhost. And today I wanted to walk through an upcoming feature, which is something I've been using behind the scenes for quite some time now because I am one of the creators. But I wanted to walk through it in terms of how I use it and how this could be very beneficial for you. And that's going to be our personas feature. And specifically, I want to show you how we can use personas for things like cross platform tagging. Now, that might sound kind of weird, but one of the things that we do in BrandGhost a lot is support this ability to take a post and then you can cross post and schedule it across all the other platforms. And the goal for us is that you don't put like any effort into trying to make it look and feel different across the platforms. We just want it to work. Now, what happens when you want to go tag someone, right? So you've collaborated with someone on something and you're like, okay, like if I want to go schedule this post and it's going to LinkedIn, to Twitter, to Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, okay, you name it, like everywhere, right? These individuals that you've collaborated with, they're going to have potentially different handles, or you've kind of done the thing where you like use one of their handles and hopefully it kind of works across everywhere. Sometimes it ends up like resolving to some weird at of someone else. It's a little bit hectic. Now, we do have a solution for this that we're working on, and that is our personas feature. So what I'm going to do is flip over to BrandGhost here. So let me get this up. And so this is the dashboard that I'm on for my own account. What I'm going to do is go over to this inner circle feature. And so inner circle is what we're calling it when we start thinking about our feed of posts that you want to interact with. So personas is sort of the thing that we're creating on this screen. So what I want to do is show you that if I go to a particular individual, if I could spell properly, so John Vandeveer is someone that I've collaborated with on a couple of videos. So I have some short form videos and we did a podcast interview together. So he has social media accounts on different platforms. Now, these are a little bit hit and miss because things like LinkedIn are a little bit awkward. And to be totally transparent, you can't even get this ID unless you've authenticated on the LinkedIn API. And if that sounds like too much, you don't really understand what I'm saying, no worries. But long story short, LinkedIn doesn't offer a really good way to programmatically tag other people. So if you've collaborated with someone and they use BrandGhost, then we can also access that information, but otherwise it's kind of a pain in the butt. But on other platforms, it's just like you might expect, right? It's like the at symbol and then their handle, right? So we can create these personas and we have, the ability to keyword search like you can see up here, but why do we want this, right? Like, what's the point? Now, I mentioned that we have this inner circle feature that we're working on where you can see posts from these individuals. But what I want to show you is the cross-platform tagging and why this is so helpful. So what I've done is I went and pulled up a post that I did where I shared out the podcast that I did with John. And you can see that I have John on 5 different platforms here, right? So Threads at the bottom, Blue Sky, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And if I go over to LinkedIn, so this is my business page for Dev Leader, which is, I use Dev Leader as my personal brand, but business pages on LinkedIn are a little bit crappier for impressions. It's kind of just the nature of them. I post to both my personal account and to this business page. So I have this post that went out from BrandGhost, right? So there's John. And if I go up a little, you can see that this post, it's from BrandGhost. It's just a link to the podcast episode, but you can see that I tagged John here. And this was done because our personas feature, we allowed the post to be written and say like at John Vandeveer, and you can define your own handle for people that are in your inner circle. So I could tag John, but also we see this was done 1 week ago. I'm not sure if it's going to tell me okay, there's the exact date, right? So on September 28th, so I didn't mean to click that, whoops. And if I go over to Twitter, I can see the same post, right? Because BrandGhost cross-posted this. And it also tagged John here. So because I was able to set this up with a persona in this inner circle feature that we have in BrandGhost, when I want to tag John, I can actually set up a post, however I, write my post however I'd want, whether that's a text-based post, that's images, videos, whatever it happens to be, and I can say at John Vandeveer on BrandGhost, and it will know how to properly tag his accounts on the different platforms. Now, again, this might seem like overkill depending on your interactions with other people. So, if you are the kind of person that's primarily just making your own content, you're not really collaborating, this might not be a huge benefit to you. But if you're the kind of person who's doing podcast interviews with other people or you're doing other collaborative types of posts, especially if you're doing things like, let's say, sponsored posts, and you want to tag the brand, and that brand name, maybe they weren't able to secure, like, I'm just going to make this up, like at Pepsi, right? They didn't get at Pepsi on every single platform. Pepsi probably did. But if there's another brand that you're working with that couldn't secure the exact handle the exact same way on every platform, you can use this personas feature to define what handle you want to use across all of the platforms. And that way you create your post, nice and simple. You tag who you think you should be tagging. And because you have your persona set up in the inner circle feature, that means that BrandGhost will publish that post and tag it properly across all of the different social media platforms. So this, at the time of recording, it's not live for other people. It's sort of feature flagged on so the developers, which includes me, can use it. And we'll be launching this soon, along with the Inner Circle feed that I briefly mentioned. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain this functionality, and that way you can see some of the upcoming features, and perhaps by the time you're watching this, you've already used this personas feature. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.